Okay, this is the third time I've recorded this video, so hopefully I don't seem too grouchy. It is the 7th video, it's actually week 8 now, in this series. This is just the video series that I'm using to keep me on track. It's to make sure that there are people out there who will call me a loser if I give up on the diet and I don't finish it. So, every week I do one of these. I have got my pad in my hand, which I will be scrolling to the top of, so that we can take a look at February 16th when I first got on the scale. I got on the scale at 197.2, and now we scroll down to today, the 12th of April, and it's 184.2. So that is 13 pounds. That is not really the kind of calculation that I like, though. I use this 196.08 from February 25th. That's because there's 10 days of weights being taken that are in an average, which helps screen out some of the fluctuations in water and food weight, so that I'm measuring just fat loss is what I'm after here. And if you look up at the column O at the very top, I've highlighted it there, it says that I've lost 8.93 pounds. Now, water is 8 pounds per gallon, so like if you had a gallon of milk, that would be 8 pounds. But body fat has a little different density from water, and as it turns out, 8.93 pounds of body fat would be just about exactly 1 gallon plus 1 quart. So in terms of volume, I have lost 1 gallon and 1 quart of size. So you can kind of imagine, you know, reaching into my stomach and pulling out a gallon of milk and a quart. Of course, it comes from all over the body, but I kind of like that visual. Also in that column, it says fat lost. And fat lost 9.44, that's because I have a body fat scale. It's an impedance scale, and it estimates my body fat, and by extension, it therefore estimates my lean muscle mass as well. And the assumption here is that I've gained 0.51 pounds of lean muscle mass. And as you can see from column F here, that's the burn column. Used to be called an exercise column. That's a lot of exercise I've been doing, so I can believe it. But it is just an estimate. What else is going on in here? I guess nothing. So we can leave the spreadsheet and go now to Diet Power. Now, Diet Power is one of the programs that I use, and we'll take a look at it from this angle. You can see all the red lines. That is where I've put in my my true weight. That was the second column in that spreadsheet. And you can see it just keeps going down, down, down. There was a plateau there for a while when I had made a mistake in my spreadsheet, and after I caught it, it just got going down steep, steep, steep. And you can also see my goal is 168.4, and the goal date is the 9th of July. Now, if I get ahead of schedule, I'm going to stay ahead of schedule, so I might get there early, and that'll change with time. Now, what I really want to get to, though, is my past week's nutrients. Okay, I just had to go to some extraordinary measures to get my computer working again. It did not like the resolution that I'm using for video. Anyway, what I want to look at here is my nutrients for the past week. You can see that my carbohydrates are at 35%, and alcohol is at 18%. Add those together, you have 53%. 53% of my calories over the last week came from carbohydrates and alcohol, and only 18% came from protein. If I look at the past month, carbohydrates, again, 35%, alcohol down to 14%, but you add them together, that's 49% of my calories came from what's supposedly what you don't want when you're on a diet, and yet I am losing weight at a pretty good clip. Now let's look at the past quarter. Carbohydrates 34%, alcohol 16%. We're up to 50% again. Protein, only 17%. It says past quarter, but 36 days are missing because I haven't actually been dieting for a full quarter yet. But the point is, it's really just calories that matter. You don't need to worry about insulin, and you don't need to worry about how much protein, any of these sorts of things. Just count your calories, know how many you're eating, know how many you're burning. If you don't want to go through all the trouble that I go through to figure this kind of thing out, and by the way, it's not any trouble if you just download Diet Power. Go to dietpower.com. The program is free now. Might as well make use of it while you can. And it will figure out your metabolism. It calls it your metabolic rate. It'll tell you how many calories you are eating. It'll tell you how many you should eat on a daily, every day. When you put your weight in every day, it'll recalculate your diet. And you will know how many calories to eat that day in order to reach your goal on time. So you can make it easy that way. That's, I think, one of the reasons that people want diets to be like all protein or whatever is because it makes it easy. It's that one simple trick to lose weight. Well, Diet Power is pretty simple, and it's free, and you can see it's working for me. So that's basically all I have to say on this update. If you'd like to see the very first video in this weight loss series, it's up at the top right. If you'd like to see a more proper homebrew video, it's down at the bottom right. And if you would like to subscribe, it's at the bottom left. See ya.